I'm Matty Marshallay, and this is a gay Inconvenienced. Have you ever confused a polite straight guy for a flirty bi-curious one? Or stolen your friend's designer jockstrap despite having 3 of your own in the same color? Have you ever been fisted? Or ever been ignored by every guy on Grindr in your hometown, but somehow piqued the interest of every guy that lives 2,000 miles away? Maybe I was just horny. Maybe it was the pandemic. Or maybe I was just a gay Inconvenienced. Welcome to Gay Inconvenienced. On this show, I'll be doing the 2 things that I do best: telling long-winded stories that nobody asked for, and doing makeup. It's kind of like those true crime videos, except the only pain and misery that I'm profiting from is my own. All things expressed in this series will be my own opinion and telling my own story because, quite frankly, I'm fatigued by videos telling you shit that you can easily research on Google and Wikipedia. Also, this isn't a tutorial. I'm a makeup lover, but I'm no educator. There are millions of tutorials out here on YouTube and elsewhere, if that's what you're looking for. I also won't be sharing what products I'm using because I do free advertising for fucking no one. On to my story. March of this year marked my 12-year YouTube anniversary. You might be asking yourself, how so? This is your first video on your page and it was just uploaded on whatever date that I upload this. Well, my fellow bothered homos and those that are slowly learning to tolerate us at home, have I got a story for you. Buckle up, bitches, because it's going to be a long one that's going to take us all the way back to 2010, before YouTube was even a thought in my brain. It was the summer of 2010. I had just turned 20 that July, and like most idiot 20-year-olds, I thought I knew everything. Is this a bad time to mention that I just graduated that May at 19 because I got held back twice thanks to 2 years of pure misery in which I can no longer pretend that I cared about being a good student or enjoyed school? To the point that now, even at almost 33, I still wonder why I didn't just fucking drop the fuck out. But I digress. Facebook at the time had a feature called Notes that allowed you to make a post longer than the average status because at the time, Facebook still had a character limit. I utilized this feature as my own blog, expressing, amongst other things, my disdain for humanity and how I thought the world should be. Of course, always sprinkled with my crude humor. I had quite a few friends who enjoyed my blog and became somewhat devout readers. Sorry if I was too close. Most of my Facebook friends at the time were from mutuals who kind of led them to my page just to read my blog. Because even if they didn't agree with me, a lot of them thought I was funny. I had enough of a following by next spring that I asked my best friend, hey, what do you think of me crossing over into doing videos instead of just vlogs? Needless to say, they heavily encouraged this. Fancy equipment be damned. Armed with just a Nikon digital camera that my sister and her husband had gifted me for graduating, and a stool with a stack of books on top of it, I sat on the floor in front of my closet at my mama's house and I started filming. In fact, this shirt I'm wearing is the same shirt that I wore for that vlog. March 18th of 2011, I uploaded my first ever video to Facebook and YouTube. I called it Fat People PSA. Kinda. Because you see, there was a show airing at the time called Hole in the Wall. And I had a mildly offensive hot take that my fellow fatties should not go on that show because the shiny spandex that they made you wear just was not flattering to a fuller figure. It's an opinion I'll admit I still hold, but you do you. It was by no means a viral success, but my family and friends seemed to love it, and I received nothing but encouragement to continue. By my second video, I had a title, and by the third video, I had a whole intro and theme song, both of which I ended up hating, but by my fifth video, everybody that I would run into that I knew told me how they sang along to my theme song, so it had to stay. Piggybacking off of shit-talking shows that were on air at the time, like The Soup and The Dish, it was called Steaming Pot of What the Fuck. And my theme song was simply Steaming Pot of What the Fuck, a My Government Name production. It was just me sitting at my desk or my recliner, talking shit each week, or however often I decided to upload, bringing my viewers at home a new subject that pissed me off or I thought was deserving of ridicule. I covered a variety of subjects and made many jokes that no doubt would probably get me cancelled in 2023 times. I spoke of gay rights long before we were granted the right to marry in the States. I gave my opinions on social and political matters, no matter who it pissed off, and poked fun at the ridiculousness that remains of pop culture. From gun control to Friday by Rebecca Black, nothing was off limits. I was even one of the first, if not the first, YouTuber to do a video talking shit about the royal wedding between Kate and Will. Satan suck a dick, the work I put into that video. I got up at, bear in mind I'm trying to remember something from over 10 years ago. I got up at about, I think 3 a.m. to watch it because that's when it was airing, our time. I sat down, I watched it, I took copious notes and made an outline of what I wanted to talk about and make fun of. I had myself a quick nap when it was done, got up, filmed, and edited the whole thing and had it uploaded that night because I was desperate to be the first. I even included a lip sync performance in that video. Not all of my videos required that much work, but I enjoyed it when it did. That video marked the beginning of me feeling like maybe there was some untapped potential to my YouTube presence, and maybe I can expand my content beyond just doing what was essentially a video diary. I wanted to expand on my abilities as a writer and include more storytelling and performing, which is just a nice way of saying I was a delusional half-assed theater kid and megalomaniac who wanted to be writer, director, and star. Characters were developed. I transitioned from writing vlog outlines to full-on writing scripts and music parodies. I even saved up for a green screen and lights. In a step to make my show unapologetically queer, I also did drag. Drag had already become a part of my life at that time because I started doing it every Halloween when I was 15 years old. And then once I let it slip to my best friend that I was a half-assed drag queen, there was no going back after that. I had to include drag in my show. Thus, I stopped vlogging and started making skits and parodies. Following in the footsteps of the greats like Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy, I played every fucking character in the few skits that I did. I'd usually write the script in 2 days, film while everybody was in my house was asleep. I would set aside each day for each character and film every part involving them. And it often took me 2 weeks to film and edit and upload these skits. Do I need to mention the effort and strife of doing makeup, getting in full drag, and also working the camera on my own? Didn't think so. The first skit I did included my very first song parody that I sang and auto-tuned on my own, as well as filmed my very first music video. My second skit lampooned the found footage genre of horror, and I did my first ever special effects on there, green screening myself as a ghost, along with another character that I was also playing on screen. My third skit never got made, thanks to terrible reviews from my very worst critic. Me. Remember me telling you that I was a half-assed theater kid and megalomaniac? Yeah. That means when I signed up to be writer, director, and star, I also signed up to be a critic. And boy, was I a fucking bitch. I mean, sure, I had a few assholes leaving me comments like faggot on my pages, which at this point, let's face it, it's a rite of passage and damn near a badge of honor for a gay man daring to exist on the internet. But I didn't really have a lot of really negative critics of my show. The small following I had was highly supportive of me, even through all the changes I was trying to make to my content, which was honestly pulling in more. I even had fans in like the Middle East and Australia. Well, one day, on dramatic impulse, I made it all disappear. I just saw all the ways in which my videos could be better. And since they weren't better, they had to die. Not only did I delete them from YouTube, I deleted them from my computer, the videos plus the editing files, and then I immediately dumped my recycle bin. I still had skits planned. I had song parodies typed up and stories to tell. All came to a screeching halt because I wanted them all to be better and I didn't know how to make them better. Do I have any sense of regret about it over a decade later? Yes, but what I regret most changes often. Because some days I regret deleting these videos because of how much work I put into them. But most days, I regret how much work I put into these videos, only to end up with something that I hated. My hatred toward my work at the time hasn't changed. But the issue is, I still see those videos through my 22-year-old eyes, and those were the eyes of a perfectionist who had, let me tell you, no fucking business being that much of a perfectionist. I didn't allow my work to age. I didn't allow myself to get to a point where I can see it through the eyes of someone with a bit more age and wisdom so I could reflect on it. I didn't allow myself to grow so I can see my work for what it was and appreciate whatever beauty it could possibly have possessed. Admittedly, there's still a lingering trace of that perfectionist still within me, but I won't allow that voice to cause me to make the same mistake twice. I want my point of view and my sense of humor and my artistry back out there. I don't need my work to be perfect. I just need it to exist. Now, will I go whole hog and start doing skits again? If I have time, hopefully. I'd love to, because I still have every song parody I ever wrote still typed up and saved on a drive. I can imagine myself writing some skits revolving around them. Who knows what I'm going to do with the skills I've acquired these last 10 years. Just know that whatever I decide to put out there, it's staying out there. My work deserves to see the light of day. I deserve to see my work age for better or for worse. But most importantly, I have a sister who said she would sneak into my room at night and shove blue cheese up my nose while I'm sleeping if I delete any of my videos. Time for finishing touches. Thus concludes the long-ass story of my dramatic exit from and obnoxiously slow crawl back to YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed my novella and that you return for my next installment. And if things I say in future videos don't piss you off, rub you the wrong way. Okay. Shit, if I had more haters back during my first stint on YouTube, I probably would have stuck around out of sheer spite. I may be highly self-critical, but I am one fucking spiteful bitch. I will exist whether you want me to or not. For those that want me to, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to share me on any and all social media platforms. I only really have Instagram, but whatever. Let the formidable algorithm know that you want to see more. One final gander at my visage before we bid one another adieu. Alright. Get the fuck out now. I can't miss you if you're still here.